Not guilty. That was the plea, not through his lawyers, but directly from former President Donald Trump today in a federal courthouse in Washington, D.C.
This initial appearance in court to answer charges is a relatively routine legal matter, but not mundane when a former president is involved. CBS 2's Marissa Perlman is monitoring developments from the newsroom. Marissa.
Well, Joe and Erica, within the past hour, former President Donald Trump spoke before leaving Washington, D.C. at the airport. Here's a portion of what he said.
Look at what's happening. This is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him. We can't let this happen in America. Thank you very much.
Well, a quick fact check. Most polls have Trump and President Biden neck and neck right now. But we are in unprecedented territory here. A former president charged with trying to overturn the 2020 election, all while he's running for president yet again, and has a commanding lead in polls to be the Republican nominee. Now, we saw Trump arrive in our nation's capital via plane, his private plane. He traveled to a federal courthouse to face a judge. Cameras not allowed in federal courtrooms, but here's what we can tell you about what happened inside. We know many officers who helped defend the Capitol on January 6 were in that courtroom. Attorneys for the former president hinted at a First Amendment defense connected to charges that Trump incited the violence at the Capitol on that fateful day. And when asked his age, Trump answered 77, not 77. The president will not have to post bond or have a mugshot taken. Meanwhile, outside of the courthouse, a bit of a circus, much like is the case whenever Trump shows up. Take a look and a listen.
I can escape my fate. Woo-hoo!
From walking and talking caricatures of Trump to sign-holding protesters to supporters, no shortage of opinions outside. Also speaking before the court proceedings, an attorney who is a spokesperson for Trump.
In the matter of a couple months, we have seen them try and tie up, and me as an attorney, I've never seen this, tie up one individual who's running a campaign, running for office for president, so that he is in court, in depositions, and distracted, so that he won't properly run for 2024. And frankly, it's not going to work.
So what's next? The next hearing is set for August 28th, just days after the first debate in the 2024 Republican presidential primary. It is still unclear if Trump will participate in that. Live in the newsroom, Marissa Perlman, CBS 2 News. Joe, Erica.
Thanks, Marissa.